This is Manele, and its history is a story of marginalized people regaining power over their culture and redefining their values against communism. Let's get into it. Manele comes from the Roma people and is often played at weddings, funerals, and family gatherings. Manele has origins in the traditional Lateresca music of the 19th century, but emerged as its own genre in the 60s. Manele music's complex history begins soon after, with the election of Nicolae Ceausescu in 1974. Ceausescu started his reign as a popular figure. He implemented political changes like reducing media censorship and openly condemning the Warsaw Pact invasion of Czechoslovakia. However, his regime quickly became authoritative once in power. As part of Ceausescu's more repressive policies, Manele music was swept out of Romanian public sphere because performances of the genre were banned. Manele was repressed because of its ties to the Roma, a people with a long history of oppression in Romania. Ceausescu attempted to homogenize Romanian culture to build national sentiment. The Roma people, not even officially recognized, were held as outsiders to this hegemony. It wasn't until after Ceausescu's fall in 1989 then that Manele really had a chance to flourish, taking shape in a post-socialist world as a genre embraced by the Romanian youth, for whom it represented newness, the ability to reimagine social, cultural, and even political norms. Music videos rose to popularity in the 1980s in Western Europe and America, influencing the look, performance, and dance associated with Manele. This shift is indicative of the socialization of East and West post-communism, seen through Nicolae Gupta's 1997 video titled "How Big is the World?", where a family is celebrating a special ceremony for their child. The video shows the cultural identifiers of a post-socialist society. A machismo businessman flashing his wealth through the lavish display of singular bills. Also, the individualistic, flashy shirts are representative of the creation of the self against a single national identity. And palatial, large-style homes, which are popular among the Roma people. These exaggerated displays of wealth are synonymous with the middle class who wanted to show financial wealth and stability in the face of major economic Romanian downturn.
That's why they're displayed in video, primarily because they show how this community that has been economically marginalized historically is now able to acquire some sort of wealth and status in a system, in a new kind of system, a capitalist system, where wealth and specifically display of wealth is considered a form of power.
The development of these identities under capitalism has created new issues. The Romanian government and intellectual class have tried to make a national image of Romania that goes against Manele music videos, which they deem as gaudy, uneducated, and more recently, hypersexualized. In 2005, Manele was prohibited to be played in public transport, a decision explained as a way to set a neutral ambiance, acceptable for all passengers, repressing the freedoms that democracy and capitalism were supposed to bring. As for the intellectual class, Dr. Ion Bradu Iamandescu published a study that claimed listening to Manele caused an increased level of aggressiveness and low self-control, and suggested a correlation between liking Manele and having low cognitive skills. This derogatory attitude is still common in Romania. Manele has a complex and controversial history. It flourished as a genre that let historically downtrodden Roma people explore new identities under capitalism, like material wealth and economic status, while still showing the durable aspects of their culture, like the importance of tradition and family values. The story of Manele is not just one of music, it's one of people. People who had to redefine themselves as individuals after the fall of communism and among new and often tumultuous governments.